We're peeling back the layers of the worst drug epidemic in American history, orchestrated by the Sackler family of Purdue Pharma and their drug, oxycontin. Ryan, you were the only victim that actually had a face-to-face meeting with a member of the Sackler family. Tell us about that.
If you want to know what evil really looks like, have a Zoom call with a member of the Sackler family. David Sackler contended that there was no more money for victims. At the time, they had offered $3 billion in the settlement. And Sackler said that they would rather go to litigation than put another single dollar into the settlement. When I got off that Zoom call, I realized how little power we had as victims, that the system had been set up from the beginning to favor people like the Sackler family, to favor people like David Sackler. No matter what crimes they committed, he knew he was going to get off. He knew that they were going to walk away. So it was maddening. I think that it's notable to know too that the Sackler family is putting $4.5 billion into this settlement, but out of the settlement, victims are only taking 7.5% of that. The government and corporations are taking 92.5% of that money. The average family will only receive $5,000 at best. Right? It's a crime in itself.
Well, Ryan, clearly we share in your outrage. How do you think the FDA played a role in America's opioid epidemic?
Well, listen, the FDA was complicit and in my opinion remains complicit today on many issues specific to the overdose crisis. The FDA really changed the game, right? When they approved the black box warning with this statement called the delayed absorption statement, which, said that delayed absorption of oxycontin into the bloodstream reduced the liability of addiction. It allowed Purdue to make that less than 1% claim of people becoming addicted. But if you know the full story, Purdue essentially wrote that statement, right? Purdue came up with that claim. Dr. Curtis Wright, who was an FDA officer responsible for the new drug approval for Purdue, allowed Purdue to come to Rockville, Maryland, rent a hotel room, and work with him to write the NDA, also known as the new drug approval. Curtis Wright went on to work for Purdue after leaving the FDA at a job of making almost $400,000 a year. It's corruption at the best. But even today, while the FDA is quick to approve new opioids, they are very, very slow to approve new innovations for addiction treatment drugs. It is maddening.